Hi, welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode 156, my role as the reluctant healer. That's right. I never asked for this role. I didn't wake up one day wanting to carry the emotional weight of other people's pain. I didn't seek out suffering so I could become wise. But life handed me experiences that cracked me open, and those wounds became windows. And that is the role of the reluctant healer, not someone who's above others and not someone who's perfect, but someone who's walked through the darkness long enough to recognize it in others. And instead of becoming hardened by it, I became aware. My role is not to save people. My role is to speak truth. I did a whole episode about how I consider myself a truth speaker. I hold space. And I reflect what others may not be ready to see in themselves. Sometimes my role is simply being the person who says, you're not crazy for feeling this deeply. Sometimes it's helping people put language to wounds that they've carried in silence. And sometimes my role is uncomfortable because truth disrupts illusion. I've learned that people often say they want healing until healing requires accountability, honesty, or change. But still I speak, not because it's easy, but because silence costs more for me and for you. So I heal through my messages. I heal through honesty, not polished perfection. You're a regular viewer, you know my videos are not perfect, and that's okay. I leave the imperfections in there on purpose. I'm not pretending that I have everything figured out either. I heal by speaking openly about things that pretty much all of us have endured. Aspects of trauma, grief. I talk about the spiritual awakening. I also talk about loneliness and fear and emotional survival and the transformation of the spiritual awakening. I heal by taking experiences that once nearly destroyed me and turning them into something that can help others feel seen and feel heard. My message is not, look how healed I am. My message is, you can survive this too, and I'll guide you and show you the way. I heal through vulnerability, through storytelling, through reflection, through creating space for difficult conversations that most people avoid. And I heal by reminding you that emotional pain deserves attention. Sensitivity is not weakness. Boundaries are sacred, and healing is messy. Awakening changes you. Self-awareness matters. Sometimes healing comes through my words, and sometimes healing comes through the silence. Sometimes through simply being someone who refuses to wear a mask anymore. And I think people feel that authenticity because wounded people can recognize truth in someone else who has genuinely fought to heal, who's fought the battles. There is a cost to this role. It's an emotional cost, being able to see deeply. And what results from that is that people misunderstand me and they project onto me their issues. They dismiss me. Sometimes they even attack me for reflecting truths that they're not ready to face. Being the reluctant healer can feel isolating, especially when you spent your life being the black sheep, the truth teller, the sensitive one, the lone wolf. There are moments I've wanted to walk away from this role entirely, to stop caring so deeply, to stop feeling so much, to stop seeing beneath the surface into others' pain. But I can't unknow what I know, and I can't unlearn what I've learned. Because I've learned that healing is not rescuing. I'm not here to carry people who refuse to carry themselves. And that lesson changed everything for me. Because for a long time, I overextended myself trying to pour healing into people who were committed to staying wounded. Well, now I understand. Compassion does need boundaries because my energy matters too. And protecting my peace does not make me selfish. It makes me sustainable. I continue this role of reluctant healer because I know what it feels like to suffer in silence. I know what it feels like to feel unseen, misunderstood, emotionally exhausted, and spiritually isolated. If my voice helps even one person feel less alone on their healing journey, then my pain was not meaningless. That doesn't mean I have all the answers, but it does mean that I'm willing to transform my wounds into wisdom instead of bitterness, and then share that wisdom with you. That's my role, not perfection and not sainthood, no, just truth, awareness, compassion, and courage. The reluctant healer role isn't chosen because these people are the strongest. Maybe they're chosen because they know what suffering feels like and they refuse to let it turn them cold. Maybe my role was never to save the world. Maybe my role is simply to light the way for those who are trying to find their way through the darkness. That's our episode for today. The role of a reluctant healer. I'm really not reluctant about it anymore. I've accepted this as a big part of my purpose. And I'm motivated. I'm very strongly motivated to share my messages and help guide you along the way. Drop me a comment if you'd like. Welcome back to all my regular viewers and subscribers. And a great big welcome to anyone new who may be joining me here today. I hope you guys have been doing well. I'm getting ready to record another video in just a few minutes. Sorry for the delay. Life got busy and I had other projects I had to focus my energy on. But you're always in the back of my mind, and I get back to you just as soon as I can. Stay well. Have a great day. That's it for today, and I'll see you again very soon. Oh, and I wish you peace, love, and light as always. I'll talk to you later.